try not to ad-lib too much.
I don't even know the script, so you can do what you want.
Okay, you won't even know. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. We're going to try to get started here. I've been informed it's 2:04, 2:05, so time to get on the stick. If I had some of my naturalists with me in a kindergarten room, what they do is they go, see, it works. Everybody's quiet. Welcome to the Athene Easter Lake Recreation Area on the North Shore. Welcome. How about this? This is a very special day for Polk County Conservation and for all of our partners and people that have been with us this whole time. I was thinking about, as I was preparing for today, we've actually been working on Easter Lake stuff since I got here 11 years ago. The committee that put together this fundraising thing, I think it was about 2.5, 3 years ago that we started. So we go for years and years in the making, lots of planning, lots of people, lots of organizations. Then we pause for like 5 minutes and celebrate, and then we go to the next thing, right? We don't take time to just pause and really say, thank you, and isn't this a wonderful thing that we've all can share in the success of? So thank you for being here today. I'm going to give a shout out to a few. Shive Hattery and Hanson Company, they're the project contractors, and they helped us build this one-of-a-kind facility. Are any of them in the audience today from Shive? I know they're in the back. Yeah. I've seen we had people here from the Harkin Institute. So when we did this thing, this is what we're billing as the most universally designed, accessible park in the United States. So as we were going into this with that mentality, we worked with a lot of partners, including a lot of academic firms. Shive Hattery was great. The Harkin Institute really helped us walk through, if we mean it, this is what that means. So we do have people from the Harkin Institute with us today. Thank you. And I know we have representatives from Great Outdoors Foundation here today. So we are a government agency. There are some things we're cumbersome in, and we need somebody fleeter than we are. The Great Outdoors Foundation has done a ton of great work here in central Iowa, and they were helping in our fundraising and our fiscal agent for this whole endeavor. So give it up for the Great Outdoors Foundation. So there are a few people I want to single out, and when we put this committee together, so we do have Ellen Nelson, who is a fundraiser extraordinaire. I saw her, even though I haven't got to hug her yet today. Ellen, hi. So Ellen helped, and we set up this fundraising committee, and when you do this, one of the important things is who's going to chair, who's going to be your leaders. And we had some individuals step forward that are recognized community leaders, but I think each of them would say this was near and dear to their heart, and they went over and above. So we have Rick Jurgens, formerly with Hy-Vee, Bob Myers, formerly with Casey's, and Scott Jean with EMC Insurance. Raise your hand, please. So here's my ad-lib stories that staff cringe at. But when we started this, we were looking, we opened up the beach. We knew 5 minutes later the beach was too small. We started looking at concessions and boating. The rowing club came to us. We started thinking universal design, and then. So this thing grew from like a $2 million project to a 4, COVID hit, then it was a 6, and then it was an 8. And some of that had to do with the world. COVID did change the world. Things got more expensive, things got weird. But what it also did was give us pause and expanded our vision. It just kept getting bigger and bigger. And when we got done with this, so our ultimate goal, final goal was 8.1 million. We hit 8.6. We went beyond that goal with the thanks of everybody here in the leadership, and we got $500,000 where we can actually start programming. So a year later, you're going to hear from an occupational therapist that we've hired full-time to help with what type of programming is going to come out of this facility. So just an amazing effort. I'd be remiss if I didn't hit staff. So we have a ton of staff, and I don't get to thank them very often. So starting with Doug Romig, and I know Doug is here today. Doug was the deputy director when we first started this concept and started us walking down the road and then abandoned us. I mean, he got another job. So I know Doug's here and he's got some family here. Doug is currently, by the way, the Park and Rec director in Thornton, Colorado, which is one of the places out by Denver. So it wasn't that we just made him mad and he left. He left for a good opportunity. But Doug Romig was here, and thank you for Doug and everything you've done. We've got Cammie Rankin, who is our current deputy director, and what a leader she has been. Jessica Lown is the person who has led a lot of the branding and the communications effort. Katie Stoke-Loss, our administrative supervisor. I could go on and on. I'm going to miss people, but oh my goodness, we have some amazing staff that made us all come together. By the way, mentioning Doug, he did contribute. If you get a chance, the rain is going to stop, and there is a sculpture down here that you got to check out. We commissioned this sculpture, and Doug helped us with that. It's titled Overwhelming the Obstacles. So you'll have to go. It has a lot of meaning behind it, and it's down here, and hopefully the beacon turns on and you can see that. A few other people I'm going to hit, and then I'm going to go to our speakers and be quiet so you can hear somebody else. The Des Moines Rowing Club was instrumental in making this happen and coming on board, and you'll see this wonderful rowing house we have down here and an erg room. You can ask them what an erg room is. We had all kinds of organizations. I'm a member of the Des Moines Rotary. They stepped forward with a large grant. The Neighborhood Association, there are people here in Easter Lake that have been with us for 11 years, coming meeting after meeting after meeting and helping us plan. Fundraising committee, so I mentioned the leadership. There was, I don't know, a dozen, 15 people on that fundraising committee, and we met a lot, and we got this done. And then, of course, the last person I mentioned, Ellen, and her leadership. So I'm going to stop now and give it over to some other partners that have been crucial that we could not have done this without. And the first is our Polk County Board of Supervisors. Incredible support across the board from the supervisors. And here today to talk about that is Angela Connolly.
Thanks, Rich. Well, this is an exciting day. First off, I can't believe it's raining. I thought for sure it was going to be sunny today. But I'm excited to be here, and I see that most of my colleagues are here. Supervisor Van Oort, Supervisor Hawkinsmith, whose area this is and represents, and Supervisor McCoy I saw in the audience, and I think there he is. Robert Brunell's here, and I know there's some elected officials. I saw Mayor Connie Bozen, Carl Voss, Joe Gatto. I think I got everybody else, elected officials here. And we're going to hear from our distinguished governor here shortly. So thank you for being here. It is a very exciting day. With construction of the North Shore Recreation Area beginning in early 2022, I thought we started this, but it could have been earlier. It's been a long haul. The Board of Supervisors were pleased to offer both financial and moral support to this project to further enhance the quality of life for all the people, for all the ages, and everybody we represent in Polk County. That's why this project is so exciting for me. The North Shore Recreation Area is a unique amenity in Polk County that is welcoming, and it's going to be very accessible. Observing the transformation of this area into a vibrant neighborhood has been truly remarkable. As Rich said, many of the neighbors were instrumental. I'd like to thank Polk County Conservation for its ambitious and creative endeavors in serving our community. They demonstrate a commitment to meeting the ever-changing needs of our community, all while creating regional attractions that draw people to enjoy nature. A couple examples that will be opening soon, which I have to plug because I'm pretty excited about those also, is the east side of Polk County. Sleepy Hollow, which I'm sure you have heard, will be opening soon. The 4 Mile Mountain Bike Park that is slated to open in the fall. So every day there's something new the Polk County Conservation are doing, along with the millions of trails and everything else that Rich tries to bring to us to do. So I want to express my gratitude for all the additional funders. We cannot do these projects without a public and private partnership. That's what makes these things happen. And I see Debbie Durham, who is awesome in the work that she does in all of our economic development. So thank you, because she was here when we cut and dug the hole to start this project. So thank you. So anyway, thank you for everything, and I'm very excited for the opening day this weekend, and hopefully we'll have a sunnier day. So thank you. Thanks, everybody, for coming.
Well said, Supervisor Connolly, and yes, thank you to all the supervisors. I didn't even notice that they were all in the crowd. I tried to seek you out. What Supervisor Connolly was saying about the community coming together and sponsorship. So Grant Kavelheim, hopefully I pronounced that right, with Athene, they were rather late in the game, so we were doing good things, but we had some, the budget, and we had some things we needed to do. Athene stepped forward. They've got an entire team here today to be the lead donor on this project, and we're so proud to be affiliated with you and for your assistance. So thank you, Grant.
So as Rich said, we got here late. We got here only because of Tom Mahoney. I don't see him in the crowd, so I'd like to give a shout out to him. He called me and said, Grant, I think there's a project that you'd want to know about that kind of fits with what Athene is trying to do in the community. Would you take a meeting? And I said, of course. And then I was introduced to Rick Juergens, to Cami Rankin. Tom came along, and we had a meeting in my office along with Christy Burma and Rona Baranobis, and the three of us are responsible for running our foundation. And we looked at the plans, and it was really pretty exciting. And Rick's a pretty good salesman and marketer, and he kind of said, well, why don't we have a follow-up meeting out at the lake? And so we had a sandwich under a tree that I don't think exists anymore. But, it's pretty easy, much easier for us to visualize what now exists when we were out here at the lake, and, they're pointing, and Bob joined us that lunch as well. And the three of us, we just left that meeting and said, we need to be the lead sponsor of this. And, Rich is referring to it as a one-of-a-kind. I think the goal is that it be the first of its kind, that other communities in Iowa and across the nation see what's been done here and want to incorporate these kind of features into parks in their neighborhoods. Last thing I'll say is we also look for projects. So our foundation has focus areas, one of which is recreation, sustainability, one of which is health and well-being. This clearly covers both of them. But we also look to get involved in places where we can have continuing impact by having our employees come here and volunteer, maybe cut trails, clean up, do whatever. We've already had days like that out here during the construction, and we've got another one planned for later this year. So we hope to have continuing involvement. I'd like to thank Polk County Conservation for the vision and all the people you interacted with to come up with the final design. And then everyone here who's a donor, we all made it happen together. Thank you very much.
All right, saving the best for last, maybe, yes. No, we got Governor Reynolds here. So I knew the governor when she was a mere senator and got along well at the DNR. And over the years, the things that we've done together, I believe this governor has proven herself as a champion of diversity, as a champion of conservation, and we're so glad that you and Director Durham have seen the vision and have helped us achieve what we got here. So thank you, Governor.
Well, thank you, Rich, and I just appreciate the partnership. We do have a long relationship working on really important things, and I love your vision, and I love working with you. I'm just so excited to join Polk County Conservation for the dedication of the Athene North Shore Recreation Area. Really, it's amazing to see this bold idea really become a reality. Of course, that's a familiar story, I think, at Easter Lake Park, where a former coal mine has been creatively reimagined for the surrounding community. And now it offers what may be the most accessible waterfront recreation area, as you've heard, in the country. And we love leading in Iowa, so I appreciate that so much. Good job. Ensuring that its popularity, I think, in central Iowa and beyond will only continue to grow. As governor, I've had the privilege to participate in ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings across the state, and I consistently find that some of the most impactful projects are those that both leverage robust partnerships to bring families and communities together around shared experiences. And the Athene North Shore Recreation Area, gosh, it does exactly that, right? With opportunities to swim and to kayak, to fish, and so much more. This is a place, as Angela said, for all Iowans, regardless of their physical abilities, to connect with each other, spend time outdoors, and make memories that will last a lifetime. You know, I encourage Iowans, especially here in the central part of the state, to make the trip and experience it for themselves. So, and then we can share it in communities across the state. But perhaps my favorite part of this project is how it came about and the incredible partnerships that ultimately brought it across the finish line. You know, apparently one of the top requests to the regional VA office in Des Moines is for a place where veterans can go fishing. And not from the shore, but right out there on the water. But when the VA first approached Port County Conservation, nothing could be found, right? So this community came together to create the solution that they were looking for, involving local governments, business, and nonprofits, outdoor recreation clubs, and so many others, as you've heard in the effort. The result was not only remarkably ambitious vision to lift up Iowans with disabilities and enhance really the quality of life in our capital city, but also the project equipped with the will, resources, and leadership to actually bring it to completion. State investments are most effective when they seek to amplify rather than replace such grassroots efforts. So that's why my team was so excited to be able to invest about $2.5 million into the Recreation Area Fund from the Destination Iowa program. And so Debbie, again, thanks for your role in helping make that happen. It really was designed for shovel-ready projects across the state just like this, and $115 million in total was invested in those kind of projects. So this is a big one. And I started, my first meeting was with Bob Myers and Rick Juergens. Scott a little bit later, but oh boy, let me tell you, are they a duo to sell a project? They even took Kevin out to lunch, I think. I don't know. But it was very effective, and I loved their passion, their tenacity, and they were all in. So Scott, thanks for being a part of that as well. We're just really proud to just play a small role in making this happen. And as the finished waterfront clearly shows, that's exactly what turned out. So I couldn't be more grateful to the many stakeholders in the public-private sectors who made it possible. You know, by thinking big and investing in this community, you've truly raised the profile of our entire state, and we're really grateful for that. So thank you.
Okay, now you actually get to hear somebody that's doing the work on the ground. So one of the exciting things I had mentioned is we shot beyond our fundraising goal. It allowed us to hire an occupational therapist with a background in natural resources. We're so excited that she can hit the ground running with programming here. And so I wanted Devin to come forward and explain a little bit about what we're going to be doing here.
Yeah, this is crazy. I feel like I've been in my role for a little bit over a year, and it's insane that the day has finally come, that all of this is coming together. I will say in my role, I bring a little bit of a different perspective than my colleagues, all the stakeholders, and all the incredible other partners I've had the chance to work with over the past year. While they've been very focused on the fundraising, the design process, construction, and whatnot, I've kind of had a vision into the future. And while that's a good thing and a bad thing, I think, I've kind of been involved in all of that while looking to the future, and now we're kind of finally at that point where we get to shoot into the future, right? And kind of in my role as program and outreach coordinator, I get to every single day ask, you know, what now? We have this incredible park. How are we going to connect people with nature through this park? People of all abilities, all ages, all backgrounds, and so on. And I think the answer to that question is going to change every day, right? The needs of our park users are going to change constantly, daily, monthly, yearly, what have you, and that is exactly what an occupational therapist is equipped for, so this is a perfect role for me. And while they will change, I'm excited to kind of share a little sneak peek of the things we'll be doing this summer. We will have the incredible opportunity to reach older adults in senior living communities, kids who maybe have the desire to explore, you know, the landscapes in their backyard that haven't had the opportunity to do so in the past. We'll also reach veterans of many ages and abilities, and then all the other individuals, whether disabled, able-bodied, old, young, an American citizen, a Mexican American, what have you. We have this incredible physical space, and I cannot wait to create programming to bring them together and show them what Des Moines has to offer. Some examples of these programs include, recreational days with the VA or the Spina Bifida Association to let them use all this incredible adaptive outdoor recreation equipment to show them that independence is possible, to empower them, to show them that nature can be accessible for people like them, all the way to environmental education programs that are family friendly, or wellness-based things like adaptive yoga for kids and adults, urban pole walking for cancer survivors. Whatever it may be, I think the possibilities are very much endless out here for programming, and I think as we head into the future, I'm so excited to kind of keep inclusivity and collaboration at the forefront. Yeah.
All right, end of the speeches, 2 short things, and Jess going to turn my mic off, I think. So one is, as I was driving in here, maybe others have seen it too, there was a bald eagle flying around. And as I stood here, if you know anything about birds, there are terns out there, T-E-R-N-S. It's a bird that kind of looks like a gull. It flies over water, and it fishes by sight. So it has to see the fish in the water, and then you'll see it slamming into the water to catch a fish. What's important about that? 5 years ago, there were no terns here, right? We have turned this lake between us and the DNR and other entities into what we believe is one of the cleanest lakes in the state. The terns are evidence of that. So even in urban environments, we can practice conservation. 2 is, it was mentioned earlier, the universal design. This is the first of its kind, but it's meant to be precedent. We developed a checklist with all of our different entities that every single park that we do from here on out is going to have that checklist of universal design. It's the way we do business. We've shared that with many other cities and counties, and we've recently started to win national awards for that plan, and Devin actually has been a part of that process too. So I think it's not just important that this is here, but what the message this sends to the entire state about how we do business now. So with that, I'm going to urge you to walk around. We've got some refreshments over here. The buildings are all open. We've got a special group of veterans that's going to try to do a boat ride. So they're going to make their way over to the pontoon. It's going to happen. Okay. Here it is. There's the vet boat right there. So we're going to get the vets on that. As if on cue. I wish I could do that with the eagle. Wouldn't that be a picture? So thank you for being here today. We've got tons of staff around, ask questions, and just thanks for everybody that's contributed to this project. Thanks.